Hi guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and thank you for your support. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Aminata. I am a family nurse practitioner, and on this channel you see me talk a little bit about nursing and mental health, as that's one of my passions. You also see some videos about my journey to financial freedom, which is paying off my student loans. You see some hair tutorial videos and also just lifestyle in general. If that's something that you're interested in, please make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell below, so that way you don't miss a video and you get notified each time I post a video. Today's topic, as one of my things that I've been working on this channel, is trying to pay off my student loans. So I'm going to be talking about what are some things that I use to help me graduate and get my doctorate without having to have any more student loans. So when I was undergrad, funny story guys, so when I was undergrad, undergrad took me about 5 years to get my RN BSN. And maybe a year or two before I graduated, that's when I realized that student loans, like that money that I was getting from the government, that I had to pay back. And I really didn't know that. And comment down below and let me know if I was the only one that had that issue. If anyone else thought about things that way, like thinking that the government was just being nice, helping you with school, so that way you can be a productive member of the society, okay? But I honestly didn't know that I had to pay that money back until a year or two before I graduated. When I tell you, when I graduated, my loans were huge. The school that I went to undergrad, it was about 30,000-ish a year. So that's a lot. Imagine going to that school for 4 years, not alone 5 years. You end up paying, your student loans are going to be ridiculous. And for me, what helped me a little bit was I had some scholarships here and there when I was undergrad, but still when I graduated, it was a lot of money. So when I thought about going back to school for my graduate program, I was like, I was not going to take any more student loans because the ones that I have already, I'm already struggling with them. So I made sure I put different things in place and try to figure out, how do I go about paying for this school without having to take out any more student loans? First thing that you want to do is get your finances in order. It's very, very important. So for a lot of people, if you're thinking about going to school, there's a lot of, depending on your major or what you're thinking about going to school for, there's chances that you might not be able to work and go to school. So that's something you want to think about. So get your finances in order. Do you need to save up before starting school, so that way you can use some of that money? Because some people are able to do that. So one thing that I used when I was in school was that I realized that if you were already a nurse, you can become a clinical instructor for the school that you're going to school for. And one of the benefits of that is they pay your base tuition. And when I tell you guys that was a game changer for me, it was a game changer. Like I was like, I didn't have to worry about my tuition anymore. Like you still have to pay for like the technology fee, and that's usually like $200 compared to $4,000, $5,000, $3,000 of tuition. So that was awesome. And then the second thing about it was that you also get paid every 2 weeks. It's not a lot of money, but at least that's something that you're able to use for like your day-to-day things, like maybe gas or food. So not only do they pay your base tuition, you also get some money every 2 weeks as a clinical instructor. And all that entails is that you take nursing students, undergrad nursing students, to clinicals. Most of the time is 1 day a week for 8 hours. So that's really not bad at all. Like honestly, guys, that was, and for me, I really enjoy teaching. So that really helped me a lot to be able to help other people that are going through the same journey that I've been through. So that was a win-win situation for me, because I really enjoy being a clinical instructor and be able to also get paid and then also pay for my tuition to do that. That was very helpful, and it's absolutely doable, to be honest with you. Sometimes it's even better than getting a regular job, because most of the time you take the student to clinicals, you help them in whatever things they need help with, and the instructor that teaches that class are always very good at helping you and trying to help you make sure that you're successful in your role. So you're not alone, you're gonna get help, okay? And then also just helping the students in general, it's very rewarding, to be honest with you. That's something that I really enjoyed. It's being able to teach other people and also learn from them. So that was something that I used that for about 1.5 years until the school decided that they kind of want to give other students that are coming in a try. I'm like, okay, so I got to figure out a different plan now, okay? And then the second plan was that the school also, they had this program in which they offer grants to students who are willing to do their clinicals at an underserved population, okay? And so What that did was you get money if you're able to do your clinicals in that patient population. And for some of the areas where I had to go, it was right in town. I didn't have to travel a long distance. And some of it, if you have to travel, it would probably be like 30 minutes, sometimes maybe an hour, depending on how far it is. And for me, I really didn't mind at all, because you have some nursing programs for graduate students which you have to find your own clinicals, and it can be a nightmare. So for this particular school, it was able, if not only find you a preceptor, it also will give you money to be able to go to clinicals at different places, in which you would have probably had to pay money for, and it's expensive if you try to pay for your own preceptors. So that was a big thing for me. So I also utilize that whenever they have that opportunity available, because it's not every semester, but most semesters they have it available where you're able to do some of your clinical hours or maybe all of your clinical hours, and that determines how much money you get, anywhere from $2,000 to sometimes maybe $4,000 or $5,000, depend at the time. So that was something that I also utilized. Another thing that I really used was my tax return money. Like when I tell you I save up that money, and especially because you file your taxes in like between January, February, March, April. And that's usually where the spring semester, you have to pay your tuition during that time. So I just learned to not depend on my tax money. So every tax year I file my taxes, that goes into tuition. I just know that. So throughout the 3 years I was in school, I was broke, but I was okay with that, because I know it was for a better purpose, which is to not owe the government money for the rest of my life. So that way when I graduate, I'm able to just tackle my undergrad loans, and which ended up happening that way. So if you're saving up your tax return money, and then you're still having some money left that you need to, some tuition left that you need to pay for some people that are still able to work while they're in school, make sure you save up that money if you're able to. For me, that was the case. I was able to still save up some money to be able to put towards my tuition when I don't have tax return, especially for the fall semester or the summer semester. So those are just some things that I used to help me, so that way I didn't graduate with any loans when I would graduate school. So, and that would have cost me maybe about $45,000-$50,000 extra. So then my student loans would have been a lot more again, because it's like I already have so much for undergrad, and having to add an additional almost $50,000, it is insane. So I hope these tips were helpful. Just again, to review here, overall, want to make sure you get your finances in order. If you're trying to go back to school, make sure that you find out from the school that you're going to if they offer the opportunity for you to be a clinical instructor, as that is life-changing and it's very rewarding, and you get money and they pay for your base tuition, and also you get a stipend pay every 2 weeks or once a month. So that's something you look into. And then the third thing is, make sure you save up your tax return. If you get a lump sum of money every year doing tax return, save that up and throw that towards your tuition so you don't have to take out loans. It is hard, guys, and I understand that, but we gotta make sacrifices for a bigger course. I think that's how you say it. Cause. So yeah, make sure that you keep that in the back of your mind, that it's okay for you to struggle right now, but once you graduate, it feels great to not have to add any more student loans. For some people, that's it. They don't have any student loans at all, which is awesome. So I hope these tips are helpful for you, and make sure you comment down below. Let me know what are some things that you're using to help you not have to add any more student loans, so that way some of us can learn from it. And the crazy thing is, right now I'm back in school again. After getting my doctorate, now I'm going back for a postmaster's focusing on psychiatry. So, and that's going to be another way I need to figure out how to pay for it. And I'm not going to get any more student loans, I promise, guys. And I'll share a video on how I'm paying for my postgrad also, because those opportunities that I had before, they're no longer available. So, but I'll find a way. I always do. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Until next time, stay positive, be kind one to one another, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Take care, guys.